There's so many things that I keep in my mind. My friends keep me out and it hurts every time. With all the emotions I built up inside, oh why can't I? Will someone look for me if I disappear? No matter how much that I scream, nobody hears. But I see the light from far away, it's down the line. Maybe I should not give up without a fight. Cause there will be a time, oh, 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 oh. There will be a time, oh, 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 oh. There will be a time. Sitting lonely in my room again, acting like I'm innocent. Why do I try? Cause now I'm feeling like a fool again, thinking I can fool myself by telling me lies. When there's so many things that I keep in my mind, I hang around people I don't even like. If they can be happy and walk with a smile, oh why can't I? Will someone look for me if I disappear? No matter how much that I scream, nobody hears. But I see the light from far away, it's down the line. Maybe I should not give up without a fight. Cause there will be a time, oh, 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 oh. There will be a time, oh, 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 oh. There will be a time. That I scream, nobody hears. But I see the light from far away, it's down the line. Oh, there will be a time. That I scream, nobody hears. But I see the light from far away, it's down the line. Maybe I should not give up without a fight. Cause there will be a time.
I can taste you, I can taste your words. I can taste your
For these two clubs, and after trips to Austria, Czech Republic and Poland, it's one final outing for Ange Postecoglou's Celtic side before they open their Premiership defence against Aberdeen a week tomorrow. Dean Smith's side are also unbeaten in their warm-up games as they get ready to face Cardiff City next Saturday. Undoubtedly today represents the toughest test in Celtic's pre-season schedule as sharpness and fitness continue towards peak levels. The coaching staff will be looking for a full 90-minute performance though after second half drop-offs in recent games against Blackburn Rovers and Legia Warsaw. For Norwich, following a season of relegation from England's top flight, Dean Smith now tasks the club with bouncing straight back to the Premier League in England. Their camp in Germany and France culminated in an impressive 3-0 victory over Marseille, and now finish up with a Scottish double-header as the Canaries also take on Hibernian tomorrow at Easter Road. Supporters looking forward to things getting going for real in a week's time. Flag Day at Celtic Park for the 10th time in the last 11 seasons, and this a vital season, the second under Ange Postecoglou, as Celtic started as champions of Scotland again and look forward to being back in Europe's elite competition for the first time in 5 years, led once again by Callum McGregor. And for Norwich City, after a dismal season in England's top flight, they look to bounce straight back from the Championship. So for Celtic, there are 3 changes from the midweek game against Legia Warsaw, with Greg Taylor, Kyogo and Jota coming into the side, keeping the centre-back partnership and the midfield 3 the same. Josip Juranovic on the right-hand side, with Greg Taylor coming in for Alexandro Bernabei on the left. For Norwich City, they have been busy in pre-season. They had a trip to Cambridge United on Tuesday night, and it's a pretty fresh team from that game with 8 changes, led by Scotland international Grant Hanley and joined by his Scotland teammate Kenny McLean, former Celtic striker in Timo Pukki, who leads the line up front. Also former Falkirk goalkeeper Tim Krul has the gloves in goal for Norwich City. Willie Collum is in charge of this game. So Ange Postecoglou, a year into the job, it's certainly a much different scene around Celtic Park to the one that he inherited. For Dean Smith, he joined Norwich City in November, just after departing Aston Villa. Now with his first pre-season under his belt, he looks to put his stamp on the Norwich City squad. So underway at Celtic Park. Chris Sutton alongside me. Chris, do you think this is 2 teams at their strongest going into this game?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, from Celtic's point of view, with Carl Starfelt out, Stephen Welsh comes in strong challenge here from Kenny McLean. It's a ground he knows pretty well. All the times he played here for Aberdeen and St Mirren. There's a poor one on Hatate. Yeah, and Norwich City looking at next week, and Dean Smith talking about places still up for grabs. And they need a fast start to the season if they want to bounce back into the Premier League.
In 7 transfers coming into Celtic. Just the two for Norwich City, and Gabriel Sara from Sao Paulo and Isaac Hayden from Newcastle United. Both of those two players unavailable for this one. Hayden will be a few weeks away yet, whereas Sara could be available next week. As Maeda forces the first corner of the game. And Celtic do not hang about. The ball always moving under Ange Postecoglou. Carter Vickers will come under pressure from Pukki, but he managed to fend off the Finn.
Yeah, it's an interesting position from Joe Hart. Had Pukki nick the ball.
That's something that we've been seeing from Celtic in this pre-season. Joe Hart playing high, almost coming between the centre-backs. Maeda in again, and this time knocked out by Omobamidele.
Yeah, he likes to play Maeda. Because Postecoglou, for that reason, that movement in behind. Really good movement, be a good battle, that him and Max Aarons, the Norwich City right back.
Israel Hatate, floated ball out to Jota, who instantly brings it under his spell. Playing out on the right-hand side this afternoon. The Portuguese signed on a permanent deal from Benfica. This will, in fact, be a goal kick.
I think the last touch did come off Juranovic. Good interplay and a good shoulder from Jota, but Sam McCallum, the Norwich City left back, out on loan at QPR last season. I think Norwich signed him for $3.5 million from Coventry. He was loaned out again, and competition for places in that left back area. Giannoulis, a few games in the Premier League, but McCallum gets a start today.
Kenny McLean loses out to the Celtic press.
You know the way you've touched on it, the way Celtic are going to play. You know, they'll press Norwich City high, and it was an issue for Norwich City in the Premier League last season, actually playing out from the back through midfield. And Celtic will be onto them if they're slack.
Taylor, Hatate, McGregor to Jota. Juranovic looking to support him. Jota decides Hatate is better placed. They just lost control of it at the key moment, the Japanese.
Lovely little reverse pass, no-look pass, and Hatate just hesitated there in two minds.
It's picked up by Stephen Welsh. Now Hatate drifts past, now looks for his countryman Kyogo. Good tackle by Omobamidele as he slides across. Pukki now looks for Josh Sargent. McLean does well to hold off Pukki. Aarons clipped by Maeda.
He's really good going forward. Max Aarons didn't have his best season last season. Talk about him being the player who will move on at Norwich City this summer. That didn't happen. He's got to get his head down and work hard again.
There's been a few departures in the last couple of days. Christoph Solis out on loan to Twente, and also Christoph Zimmermann, big fans' favourite at Carrow Road, departed before Pierre Lees-Melou. His departure was confirmed to Brest just this morning. Is Juranovic. Good stretch from Sam McCallum.
Yeah, Celtic just giving Norwich City one or two problems in the middle of the park with those inverted fullbacks, Juranovic and Taylor. Norwich City just trying to come to terms with that.
Cameron Carter-Vickers, who, like Jota, made his loan permanent from Tottenham Hotspur. Here goes Jota. Kyogo with a touch onto Hatate. Out muscled by Daniel Sinani. The free kick goes the way of the Norwich man.
Yeah, he's a really interesting one, Sinani, out on loan at Huddersfield last season. I thought his days at Norwich may well be numbered, but he's had a strong pre-season.
Norwich in general have had a strong pre-season, particularly with that 3-0 victory away to Marseille. The likes of Dimitri Payet and Guendouzi all played. Side that finished second to Paris Saint-Germain in Ligue 1 last season. Sinani back to Tim Krul. Looks for McCallum. It's Jota. Straight away when Celtic got the ball back, Joe Hart rushed up to just take his position between the two centre-backs. Maeda quickly on to Taylor, who's well advanced. And Callum McGregor drifts past Sargent, now in towards O'Reilly. It's Rosicha who knocks it clear.
Really good speed and tempo to Celtic's play in these early stages.
The pattern of their pre-season games, certainly the ones that have stepped up in quality in terms of the opposition, have been that Celtic have been pretty dominant in the opening half, and then once the raft of changes have been made, they have tended to drop off a little. Maeda, Jota, to McGregor, Hatate, neat passing from Celtic. Juranovic looks for Hatate again, who's covering all sorts of ground from the Celtic midfield.
Yeah, he drifts, doesn't he, Hatate? Late runs into the box, scored a brilliant goal. It's Legia Warsaw in the week. Clever pass from Juranovic, nearly there. Jota's an interesting one out on this right-hand side. I'm not so sure he is as effective out on the right. Still causes problems, but if you asked him, he'd probably say, well, hazard a guess here, that he prefers to play off that left-hand side, coming inside and getting shots off with his right foot.
I guess that's where the numbers in this Celtic squad give Ange Postecoglou that problem, a good problem, because if you put Jota over on the left, then Maeda doesn't get in the team. Abada probably comes in on the right, or Forrest. Kyogo, first choice centre forward with, well, Giakoumakis will put pressure on that position as well. Very different style of player.
Yep, absolutely good options. Good competition for places, and you didn't even mention James Forrest there, Rory.
I did.
Did you? I wasn't listening.
It's not the first time. Aarons. Sinani to Mohamed. McLean. You don't get too many moments peace, or for any little moments of miscontrol, when the likes of Kyogo and Maeda, they will press absolutely everything along that Norwich City back four.
And Norwich City do have that option of that long ball into Josh Sargent. I'm not so sure he's a natural out on that right-hand side. I think he's more of a centre forward, but needs must. I just think Rosicha on this Norwich City left could be, or could cause problems for Celtic. Fits and starts last season he was. The odd brilliant game, but not consistent enough.
Clip from Pukki on McGregor. Maeda to Hatate. Had a brilliant first half in Poland in midweek. Reo Hatate finished magnificently from Callum McGregor's lofted through ball to him before providing an inch-perfect assist for Dyson Maeda for the second.
You see Sargent and Rasic really working in those Norwich City wide areas. Narrow three now for Norwich City in the centre there. Sinani, Cantwell and McLean.
Taylor just managing to get there ahead of Sinani, and that opens up the chance for Celtic through Jota. And the deflection takes it away from Maeda and out for the corner kick.
Yeah, and had Maeda held his run, just got in there a little bit too early, took a deflection. Maeda gambled. Touch off a Norwich City defender.
So O'Reilly, the outswinger towards Welsh. McGregor picks up. Juranovic fancies it. Carter Vickers back to Hatate, and O'Reilly for the return ball to Matt O'Reilly. He did well to force the corner off Sargent.
Did really well, didn't he? Had no right to win that ball back. Had a fine start to his Celtic career, little give and go. Aarons looked like he was in control.
Short one taken to Jota, this time from the left. Kyogo the target. There's Todd Cantwell. Maeda sliding in and missed his man.
Great feat from Cantwell there.
Aarons back to Sinani, and Cantwell with a bit of space, another that came back from a loan spell in the second half of last season at Bournemouth. Aarons goes down the outside, twisting and turning. Elects to send it back to Sinani. McLean for McCallum. Just when it looked like an opportunity for Max Aarons to deliver the ball in, they've had to go all the way back to halfway.
Yeah, I'm surprised Norwich didn't throw the ball into the box there. I know Pukki's playing as a centre forward. Jordan Hugill scored a lot of goals in pre-season for Norwich City. Had he been playing as the number 9, I think that ball would have been thrown in.
Joe Hart's going to come under serious pressure from Timo Pukki, and the result is a Norwich corner.
A prize smile from Timo Pukki. Joe Hart really lax there, wasn't he? Took his time, not quick enough, and Pukki was onto him. Norwich have a new set-piece coach.
Let's see if that can prove fruitful. It's Cantwell to take the corner. And Sargent went up for it. Hanley in a good race with Cameron Carter-Vickers. Two really good physical specimens, and Grant Hanley, it often surprises people how quick he is.
Do you know what? Norwich City, they conceded 83 goals last season. Probably would have been over 100 without Grant Hanley. I thought him and Timo Pukki had decent seasons. I did. I think he's been such an important player for Norwich City over the years.
Juranovic, Cantwell sliding in. McGregor claims he got that cleanly, but it's Cantwell who's down and just holding that right ankle.
Yeah, good from Cantwell, good anticipation. Short pass into McGregor from Juranovic, and Cantwell nicks it.
Cantwell again. McCallum, Sinani, Cantwell. McCallum picks out Sinani, who's got a bit of space to turn in. Rasica. Pukki with the flicked header, which goes over the top.
When Sinani got on the half turn initially, Pukki had made a run. The ball popped out to Rasic, who likes to come inside on that right foot, and just not enough pace on the cross. Difficult one for Pukki. Coming together there. Hans and Taylor. Bit of a follow through from Taylor, but McGregor not happy.
Celtic have been involved in a few friendlies in the last couple of weeks that have had some fairly tasty challenges. I wouldn't put that one down as one of those, but a bit of afters. Aarons and Taylor.
Yeah, and if you're going to pick on anybody in the Celtic team, it'd be little Greg Taylor, wouldn't it?
Here is Taylor. To Hart. Taylor now infield from his left-back position. Jota, here goes Juranovic, being chased by Rasica, delivered with power, but a little bit too much on it from the Croatian.
Just lacked quality with the cross. Really good from Taylor, and Jota, 2 touches, Juranovic on. Celtic working the ball into good crossing areas. Just that final pass has been lacking so far.
Ripple of applause as Ange Postecoglou has sent the first batch of substitutes out for a warm-up. Strongly won by Stephen Welsh. These games have been a good opportunity. I spoke to Stephen Welsh beforehand, and it can be difficult for a young player to get chances in the team, but with Carl Starfelt injured at the moment, it seems to be the opportunity maybe he's been looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. And the signing of Norwich Jens, he'll be under pressure, but got the jersey this afternoon, and if he performs well, I think he'd probably be expecting to start against Aberdeen next Sunday. Christopher Julian one's a really interesting one. I actually think that he served Celtic pretty well, but the manager, for whatever reason, doesn't seem like he's having him, and Welsh starts ahead of him today, of course.
That move to Schalke fell through for Christopher Julian.
He was linked with, was it Trabzonspor, I think?
Here's Welsh. Now Jota. O'Reilly. He didn't get anything on it. Had to stoop low to try and guide that in.
Yeah, Jota doesn't want to run McCallum on the outside, chops inside onto his left foot. That's a difficult, near impossible to score with a header from there. No pace on the cross, and Riley trying to generate all the pace, missing it completely.
Aaron's down again, this time Kyogo, the offender.
It wasn't so long ago Max Aarons looked like he was going to go away to Barcelona on a loan deal. Didn't want to go, kept his head down, worked hard. Last season was difficult. Not just for him though.
Why would you not want to go to Barcelona?
Well, Norwich is a lovely city, Rory.
Carter Vickers. Rosicha's won it back, but it's with the American international to send it high and for Hatate to battle for, but it's Obama-Daly got the strong header on it. McGregor under pressure from Cantwell.
Yeah, just lacking the flow a little bit, Celtic now. Start to the game tremendously fast and a really good tempo. I think a lot of that is down to Norwich City coming to terms with Celtic's style of play.
Welsh forward. Hatate to Taylor and looks for Hatate again. Kyogo goes front post. Won't quite drop on the edge for Juranovic. Celtic, as quickly as they gave it up, have it back. Jota. This time goes outside McCallum. Great skill from Jota, but the delivery not quite what was required.
So good to watch, isn't he, Jota? The ball glued to his foot, couple of step overs. McCallum bamboozled just off with the pass there. Did all the hard work.
Callum, Cantwell now. Hanley. Krul can pick out Aarons if he can get this under control. Obama-Daly to Aarons. Hanley targeting Sam McCallum. Pookie and Welsh shoulder to shoulder. McGregor slides in but can't win it from Sinani. Rosicha has the shot and good save from Joe Hart, who had to get down low to keep out the shot from Milo Rosicha. Cantwell out to Sargent. Sinani, and Joe Hart gets his communication right with Cameron Carter-Vickers.
Yeah, it's a really good effort from Rosicha.
This is quick from Celtic, one-touch passing that gets it all the way up to Kyogo. Hatate. Taylor's in a great position, so too was Maeda. Sliding in was Obama-Daly.
Looks good, doesn't he, Hatate? So unlucky with that pass. But Joe Hart, important save at the other end for Celtic. Really smartly down to his left-hand side as the save you'd be expecting him to make. Rosicha showing that danger though, coming in on his right foot.
And from Jota, Obama-Daly heads it off Kyogo, and it will be a goal kick to Norwich.
Rasica likes to come in on that right foot and gets a shot off. Maybe Juranovic could have got a bit closer to him. But Hart down. Good pace on the shot. Hart down smartly.
All the way back to Krul from Hanley, who turns it to the Scotland defender. It's a good pick out for Sinani.
He got away with that, Sinani. Sloppy touch, but you see, the longer this half is going, Norwich growing in confidence.
Sargent played in from the ball from Max Aarons. Sinani, Aarons again. Can only deliver it off the back of Reo Hatate. Kenny McLean. Sinani tries to help that through.
Clever pass that from McLean.
Now Jota wins it from McCallum. He's scampered away from him. Two options here. One of them's Juranovic. Kyogo's now at the back post. Sliding in was Hanley. Last ditch stuff from Grant Hanley.
Yeah, brilliant from Grant Hanley. Missed opportunity from Celtic. Jota does well to pinch the ball, plays it out right to Juranovic. A heavy first touch, and Hanley alert enough to spot a heavy touch and a cross. How many times has he made a challenge like that in his career?
Jota. Sinani, that's a push by Carter Vickers on Pukki. Hanley, who played his part with Scotland in the Nations League fixtures in June. You can see the upcoming ones in September on Premier Sports as well. Here's Sargent. Sinani. Here comes Aarons. Progressive stuff from the right back, but he was tracked all the way by Dyson Maeda.
Two really athletic players. Maeda getting back. Does so well.
McLean and Sinani to Hanley. Norwich City skipper. That's given straight though to Jota, and McCallum has got some catching up to do on the winger. Jota comes off Hanley. It'll be another Celtic corner.
Yeah, it's a terrible pass from Hanley. Just wonder, Jota didn't have enough options on, drove the box, but McCallum, to his credit, got back.
Short one from O'Reilly to Jota. It's back with O'Reilly. Kyogo at the back post.
Yeah, here's the sloppy pass from Hanley. Then Jota just to cut inside McCallum, but McCallum, in fact, it comes off Hanley for a corner, but McCallum gets back, puts him under pressure.
Todd Cantwell. It's a neat ball into the middle, bounces all the way across to Greg Taylor. Managed to control it under pressure from Sargent, and neat bit of skill from Reo Hatate to win the free kick.
He's been Celtic's best player in the first half for Tati. Has a little look, sees Rosica coming. Nutmeg on Sinani. I think from Norwich's perspective, good news that Todd Cantwell, he's looked quite lively. There's Aaron Moy. Morris Jens. Interesting to see whether they get any game time.
Jens, a loan signing from Lorient in France, while Aaron Moy able to be picked up on a free transfer to leaving Shanghai Port. Juranovic, Kyogo with the run, but tough one to connect with.
There's a criticism of Celtic in this first half. Haven't really worked Tim Krul at all. Some of the build-up play has been very good, but nothing really clear-cut.
It's really the one opportunity in the game, and that being Rosica's right-footed shot that called Joe Hart into action. And Callum Cantwell, it's a risky one where Kyogo was waiting. O'Reilly can't find Hatate, instead it's Daniel Sinani that picks up. Pookie's on the move here, so too Sargent. Across to cover the dangers, Cameron Carter-Vickers.
He's always making those movements. Pookie in behind. Missed Emi Buendia last season, but I think 11 Premier League goals was pretty respectable. Near enough half of Norwich's Premier League goals.
Well won by Greg Taylor, but he's got himself into trouble. Sargent couldn't quite squeeze it through. Maeda's now given it away to Rosica, and Aaron Sinani. Norwich into the attacking position. Pookie. Carter-Vickers giving him no time or space. Aarons is squeezing in between Maeda and Taylor. Steered clear only as far as Cantwell. He struck that well.
Yeah, it's really good play from Norwich City. First of all, the pass from Sinani on the half turn in between Taylor and Maeda. Puts the ball in, and I tell you, Cantwell catches this flush. Catches it so well off Carter-Vickers. He's going to be an important player for Norwich City this season, Todd Cantwell. Difficult couple of seasons.
Has he got a point to prove to the manager, perhaps?
Yeah, I think so. He went away on loan to Bournemouth. Things didn't really happen for him there. I think there was an 11 million clause if Bournemouth wanted him to buy him. They didn't take the option up, and gone back to Norwich with his tail between his legs a little bit. And it's good to see him play well in pre-season. He's playing with a point to prove.
Dean Smith has picked him out as having impressed in recent games. Here's O'Reilly though, and Juranovic. Maeda! Oh, what a wonderful finish that is from Dyson Maeda. Close range. Tim Krul got a touch, but he couldn't keep it out. And sometimes you've got to fashion something special to force the ball in, and Dyson Maeda has done just that to break the deadlock. Celtic lead by 1-0.
Yeah, he's a live wire. All right. He worked it really well. Jota, was there an offside there? I think he was offside as the ball's popped out wide. As the ball's fizzed in. It's brilliant from Maeda. Ball fizzed in by Juranovic, but Norwich City unfortunate there. The linesman should spot that, but so innovative from Maeda. And Celtic take the lead, but in fortunate circumstances.
I just wonder here if the almost essentially the pass is actually played by Grant Hanley.
It may have come off him. I think I can understand the Norwich City players' frustration there. You know, the intent was to play the ball out anyway, as far as I could see. No, it's only a pre-season friendly. Let's not get too head up about it.
Nicely controlled by Sam McCallum. When a free kick from Callum McGregor. Has been involved in a few fouls, and there'll be a chat to at least from Willie Collum.
Yeah, I think, look, in a league game, that's a yellow card offence. McCallum gets away from him. McGregor knows what he's doing there. Little argument with his Scottish teammate.
Two players know each other well.
Yeah, it's not like Kenny McLean has never made a foul as well. I think Dean Smith's asking the question as well.
Well, Grant Hanley has just gone down and he looks rather frustrated as he takes the tape from his sock. Well, it doesn't look too good for the Norwich City captain here.
And it's not good. Not good at all. Such a key player he has been over the years for Norwich City. Their leader, someone in the dressing room who everybody else looks up to. But I suspect he'll be taking him off. There's no point risking him. Looks like Jacob Sorensen, maybe stripped versatile player. He played at centre half last season, full-back, centre midfield.
That's the thing with these games as well. When you talk to the managers, you come into these games and they're all thinking getting their fitness levels up, their sharpness levels up, but in the back of their minds they're always thinking the main thing we want out of this is to come away with no injuries.
Absolutely, and he's such a big player. The ball is just maybe in that instance where the ball comes off Hanley out wide. He just roll his ankle.
He's just trying to test it out, put some weight on it. Jacob Sorensen. Just gone back to the bench for now. We shall see the substitutes vest is going back on.
Well, he feels comfortable enough to go back on. As his decision, I think Dean Smith has left it up to Grant Hanley, but a little bit surprised.
McLean's another brilliant first touch from Sam McCallum. McLean can't well. Straight to Jota, who can clear away towards halfway. There's Hanley. Does seem to be moving pretty freely, testing out that right foot. It's a loose one from Krul though. McGregor can pick up for Juranovic. Carter Vickers. Welsh. Joe Hartwell out of his box. Hart, and the press now comes from Pukki, forces the goalkeeper long.
Yeah, after what happened earlier in the half, Joe Hart taking no chances, but I think Celtic trying to draw Norwich City onto them and play through them.
Do you think Joe Hart will play that high in the Champions League?
Yeah, I think he will. I don't think... I mean, it's going to be really interesting, isn't it, how Celtic approach the Champions League, because there are some brilliant teams who, on their day, if Celtic do play in such an expansive fashion, can maybe have a field day or not. I mean, it's intriguing. We saw Brendan Rodgers and his team didn't change the way that he played, and they took a bit of a pummeling. But from a Celtic point of view, first and foremost, it's important Celtic are back in the Champions League.
It's given away from Carter Vickers straight to McCallum. Rasica ahead of him. Rasica's ball across, which McGregor gets a touch to, and now Jota might fancy the break here. Kyogo looks for the long direct ball, bounces all the way through to Tim Krul.
Yeah, good movement from Kyogo. Jota not far off. Norwich City wasteful there. Rasica, his frustration last season. Good crossing position, didn't pick a man out. I think only one Premier League goal, and he may have got a Premier League assist, but such a frustration at times because he is talented.
Max Aarons, it's a good bit of movement from Timo Pukki again, held up initially by Cameron Carter-Vickers. Now Hatate with seemingly no space to work in. That doesn't faze him though. And it's Norwich that win it back. Aarons and McLean to Cantwell. Rasica the target, he gets there ahead of Welsh, but the whistle is blown for the free kick for the foul on Welsh.
Yeah, you know what, it's a good run. Norwich City haven't done that enough. Makes that movement in behind. Ooh. Yeah, it's a little bit soft, that. I think there is a foul in there, but maybe Welsh could have been a bit stronger.
There'll be one additional minute at the end of this first half. It's Hatate. Maeda looks to deliver early. Hanley tracking that one. Kyogo nips in front of McLean. Maeda. Taylor out to Kyogo, goes for the return. Does Taylor. O'Reilly now looking for his captain and McGregor. It was all set up so nicely, but McGregor couldn't quite apply the finish.
No, well defended in the end from Norwich City, but brilliantly worked there. O'Reilly, so patient. Little cushion pass. Maybe McGregor could have taken that first time. Took the touch and a good block.
It's Hanley that comes in with another important intervention. Aarons. Now to Hanley, starting the one additional minute now. From Obama Daly to Sargent.
He's not really giving them anything on that right-hand side, Josh Sargent. I wonder whether Dean Smith, he says he doesn't want to make too many changes, but doesn't really hurt Celtic. They look more of a threat down the Norwich City left.
Something that Dean Smith seems to like to do is to have two 90-minute games across the final weekend of pre-season. Is that anything that any managers did with you?
No, I mean, Norwich have got a big squad, haven't they? It's been trimmed a little bit over the last couple of days, but it's quality which Norwich need to bounce straight back.
There goes the half-time whistle at Celtic Park. Just the one goal, the difference between the sides, and that was provided from A delightful finish from Japanese winger come forward, Daisen Maeda, who managed to flick the ball beyond Tim Krul. There certainly were questions of offside, but the officials deciding the goal would stand. So in Celtic's final pre-season match of the campaign, it stands Celtic 1, Norwich City 0.
I'm all the sins that you can't confess. I'm just your ghost if we're not undressed. A part of me wish that we never met, but you act like we never. Got too wasted in the bathroom of your parents' house. Then you kissed me in the backseat of a taxi ride. And we said things that were cheesy, but we meant them. There were feelings, and now you deny it. You're in love with the idea of me, but you're not in my reality. Find it hard to even picture it, 'cause my reality ain't your reality, no. Sins that you can't confess. I'm just your ghost if we're not undressed. A part of me wish that we never met, but you act like we never. Got too wasted in the bathroom of your parents' house. Then you kissed me in the backseat of a taxi ride. And we said things that were cheesy, but we meant them. There were feelings, and now you deny it. You're in love with the idea of me, but you're not in my reality. Find it hard to even picture it, 'cause my reality ain't your reality, no. Don't you think we're done? Don't you think we're done? Don't you think we're done? Knew that it was true from the way you looked at me. Don't know what to do, what to Don't you think we're done? Don't you think we're done? Don't you think we're done? Make me feel alive. Take my hand and run, let me be the one. Let's just take the dive. Night's only begun. Don't you think we're done? I recall the past again tonight. It's in the front of my mind. As I fall apart, you begin to cry. The tears are making you blind. The future's far away, but I'll stay. I'll stay. Just take a leap of faith. We'll find a way for you and me. Can't look back and run from what I feel inside. There's no more time to hide. Because I feel again. I feel again. Oh, now I feel again. We're bringing this back to life. I feel it again. I feel it again. I feel again. We're bringing this back to life. Help me find the right words to say to get us back on our way. Can we try to fight against the grain of throwing out what we made? The future's far away, but I'll stay. I'll stay. Because I feel again. I feel again. Oh, now I feel again. We're bringing this back to life. We're picking up where we left off and on again. We never quite could forget, 'cause what we got so intense. I feel it again. I feel it again. I feel again. We're bringing this back to life.
Careful with your pretty eyes and run with me, you're young. 'Cause you and I are a secret. might drift against your skin. 'Cause honestly, let's hold our breath. This is so real. Just you and me, let's escape, girl, tonight. Careful with your pretty eyes and run with me, yeah. 'Cause you and I are a secret. Feel my drift against your skin. 'Cause honestly, let's hold our breath. This is so real. Just you and me, let's escape, girl, tonight.
So much competition, you know, in forward areas, trying to keep everybody happy. It's a great position for Ange Postecoglou to be in, but Giakoumakis had such an impact last season. You've got Abada, you've got Forrest fighting for places, and of course with the new signings, Moy and Jens, you know, will they get a run out in this second half? I suspect they will, and from Norwich's point of view, I can't see Grant Hanley. I think Jacob Sorensen will come on. can't risk Grant Hanley. Kenny McLean with the armband for Norwich City, so sensible decision from Dean Smith.
Yeah, that was the message from Dean Smith beforehand, was he was as keen to get 90 minutes into each of the players' legs. They play Hibernian tomorrow, so there is the change that sees Jacob Sorensen come on for Grant Hanley. So he did give it a go with that injury picked up towards the end of the first half, but now not risked for the second 45. So both teams out and ready, and as far as I can see, that is the only change between the sides. So Celtic back underway, and Greg Taylor immediately into the action to feed Matt O'Reilly. And here comes Jota again. He had a good duel with Sam McCallum down Celtic's right-hand side in the first half. Delivered towards Hatate, and a rare moment of miscontrol from the Japanese international.
But that, I've got to say, Rory, from Norwich City's point of view, that cannot happen. From kick-off, quick ball into midfield and popped out wide. I thought Jota could have crossed the ball in early there. Kyogo had made the run.
Here's Hatate to Josip Juranovic. Jota, flag goes up against the Celtic winger.
Yeah, linesman getting that one right.
Daly steps forward. Just a slight clip from Jota.
He had injury issues last season, Bamidele. Last time in the Championship, the partnership of Hanley and Gibson was really important for Norwich, but Dean Smith a big fan of Bamidele. Still a young player, but showing real signs of promise.
Slice from Krul. Here comes Stephen Welsh up to Rio Hatate. Taylor. Welsh again. Celtic recycling possession. Sargent gets a brief touch. A few hundred have made their way up from Norwich for the game. Celtic Park, other than that, looking half full. Certainly won't be in 8 days' time when they open the league campaign against Aberdeen. Here's Jota. Now Maeda. Jota again. McGregor. Taylor. Hatate sidesteps one. It's a great piece of play from Hatate, feeds Jota.
Maeda must have been offside, but how sharp does Hatate look?
That was almost the issue towards the end of last season. He'd played a full J-League campaign, then came to Scotland, played a full 5 months, and I think he even admitted that he was a little bit tired towards the end of the campaign.
Yeah, I think so. Games he looked fatigued after 55, 60 minutes. Postecoglou really utilised the Japanese market, the league, which he knows very, very well, superbly well.
Just a foul by Maeda, player that he worked with at Yokohama Marinos.
Yeah, there's Maeda getting away from Sinani, and Hatate getting away from Sinani, and Maeda in an offside position.
course, Yosuke Ideguchi is the other Japanese player, the fourth in the Celtic squad. He's on the bench this afternoon and likely to be involved at some point. Hasn't quite made the impact that the other three have had. That injury did halt his progress. Here's Aarons. Now McLean. He's got runners. One of them is Pukki. Sargent will pick up. And the drag back. Sicha comes off McGregor for a Norwich corner.
Yeah, but that all came from Pukki's initial run in behind. And then Sargent picks the ball up. Too tough for Rasica to take first time. A couple of touches, good block.
Here's Cantwell. Comes off Kyogo. Aarons out to Cantwell. Kyogo.
It's just very, very bitty from Norwich in the final third. It's not clicking. There's not been any real great interplay between Sargent and Pukki and Rasica. It's all very, very individual thinking for Craig Shakespeare and Dean Smith to do.
Kyogo does well to win it for O'Reilly. Quick feet from the Dane. Tate finds Taylor. Tate up to O'Reilly. Babadele steps away with the ball. Commanding presence.
That's where, I mean, Celtic are vulnerable the way they play to the counter-attack, of course, and that's where if you can see Norwich nicking a goal beyond the break.
Sorensen with the ball forward. It'll be a Norwich City throw. Sorensen. Babadele. Forward from McLean to McCallum. Back it comes to Scotland international. Cantwell and Sorensen. Aarons, Cantwell, McLean. Spell of possession this from Norwich, and now they look to step forward and try to open up the opportunity. It's delivered across by McCallum, looking for Pukki. Carter Vickers able to slide in and steer that one away.
Yeah, good patience from Norwich City. A little spell of possession, work the ball out wide, and Carter Vickers, good position there to make the clearance.
It's Teemu Pukki. Rasica seemed to clip the back of his heels. Here's a Tate. Brilliant bit of skill to get away from Sinani. Now feeds Maeda. Celtic flowing forward. Maeda to Jota. Maeda takes over. Jota. Now Juranovic to O'Reilly. Juranovic, O'Reilly again. Callum McGregor looks for the run of Kyogo. The flag goes up against the Japanese. That he hasn't had too many opportunities in front of goal, showing his alertness there, but just going too early.
Yep, always looking for that little movement in behind. Kyogo, difficult ball. You can see he's just drifted offside. You can't take your eyes off him for a second.
Sorensen. Daly. Grant Hanley having gone off, new centre-back partnership for Norwich City. McLean now to Aarons. Welsh. Maeda. McGregor to Taylor. Neatly into Maeda too. Fans appreciating Celtic's intent to play the ball out from defensive positions. Here's O'Reilly now. Jota outside him. And Jota to slide one across. Sorensen meets it. Jota again, who claims handball. O'Reilly with the cross. Real physical tussle between Carter Vickers and Pukki.
Celtic slick passing. Jota wanted the handball, but so close proximity there.
Aaron's up the line. Sinani. Now releases Sargent. It's calm defending from Josip Juranovic.
What a chance for Norwich that was. Welsh just slips off, switches off. I mean, there's no handball there. Jota protesting. I may have protested myself there, but it's not going to get them, not even with Willie Collum.
You never know. There's Taylor. Maeda just manages to go up a gear to make sure he keeps the ball in play. Hatate. Welsh straight to Cantwell. Welsh back to cover the position. It will be a free kick for the foul on Todd Cantwell though.
Just sloppy from Stephen Welsh a couple of times. Blimey, get your head around them, Rory.
Well, here we go. I can see a number 6, which is that of Moritz Jens, new signing for Celtic on loan from Lorient. Leo Labada, Anthony Ralston, David Turnbull, James Forrest, Alexandro Bernabe and Georgios Yakimakis will all be coming on. Stephen Welsh, Matt O'Reilly, Josip Juranovic. Let's see which other numbers go up for those players coming off.
Come on, keep going.
Are you taking notes of these?
I can't write that quickly.
Jota is coming off. I mean, essentially, the whole team's coming off, I think, is basically what's going on. What might be better is once this is all complete, that we give you the 11 that's still on the park. I started writing them down and I gave up quite quickly. Dyson Maeda is coming off, so to Kyogo.
Well, basically, Carter Vickers is still on, McGregor's still on.
Hatate,
yeah.
and Hart.
Yep.
So Dyson Maeda has come off, but his little moment of magic has created the difference between the two teams as Angus Gunn comes on for Norwich City to replace Tim Krul. So Angus Gunn, when's he going to sort out his international future? Because I think Scotland are quite keen.
Yeah, and do you know, I was pleased for him last season. He had a couple of Premier League games and did pretty well. I think there's a real competition for places there this season. Good battle that, Tim Krul and Angus Gunn.
Here's Hatate. Strong from Sorensen. Pukki ahead of him. Rasic out to the right. It comes to Sargent. Sliding in. Moritz Jens with his first touch.
Sorensen has to play that earlier. Pukki had made a great run. The timing of Pukki's runs always very good. It didn't come. And the ball goes out wide to Sargent. And it's a good block from Jens. Remember that set piece, coach Norwich have, Rory?
So Cantwell to deliver to the back post, comes all the way in, and a good chance for Andrew Omobamidele.
It's well worked. Ball flighted to the far post. Carter Vick has beaten that touch. And somehow he's off Jens, I think, and behind.
Cantwell takes again. It's away by Abada. Kenny McLean keeps it alive for Cantwell. Goes for the fancy effort, but doesn't come off for Todd Cantwell. Forrest, nice touch from him. And the ball just wouldn't quite catch up with him.
I think Todd Cantwell's had a pretty decent game for Norwich City, but I'm afraid you start trying to showboat like that, it has to come off. Be wiping that egg off his face. That was awful. It's actually a waste because there's a good area Norwich City got themselves into.
Cleared by Ralston. Down goes Georgios Giacomakis, who became a father in midweek, so congratulations to him and his partner. They had a baby girl. Sinani, Sargent up against Alessandro Bernabé. Celtic's left back side from Lanús in Argentina.
Celtic just losing the rhythm a bit with all those changes.
Rasica. It's a loose one for McCallum.
Todd Cantwell. What on earth? What on earth is that, Rory?
If you're going to do it, it might as well be in pre-season, though.
I don't think you even do it in pre-season unless you're absolutely 100% sure it's going to come off. Oh dear.
Carter Vickers robbed by Pukki.
He's been a little bit sloppy, hasn't he, in pre-season, Carter Vickers? All the mistakes out of the way. Hatate hasn't been with that touch.
Here goes Bernabé. Can't find Giacomakis. Cantwell to Giacomakis. It was just behind Forrest. It's all got a little scrappy of late. Aarons tries to tidy things up for Gunn.
I thought Carter Vickers last season was Celtic's best player. There were some good performers in there. Gregor outstanding. Kyogo, of course, but so important. Carter Vickers, just a couple of mistakes in pre-season.
David Turnbull, Liel Abada, and now Anthony Ralston. Omobamidele slid in. Cries from the Celtic support of handball. Here's Rasica, though, as Norwich City look to go on the attack.
You don't get given them.
Sinani, lovely ball to Rasica, and saved by Joe Hart.
I think saved by Joe Hart's face, I think, in the end. Good break from Norwich City. Sinani in on that favoured left foot. Good run again from Rasica. And Carter Vickers across, but maybe a touch off him, and then Hart makes the save with his face. Important save.
Cantwell, delivery. Sinani to Aarons. Now McCallum. Omobamidele. Sinani. Pukki had just peeled off. Bernabé managed to get a touch. Pukki trying to return that to Cantwell.
It was well tracked, wasn't it, from Callum McGregor?
Bernabé, so that loose as Aarons can now look to attack down the right. It's a sore one for Max Aarons as Alessandro Bernabé just left the boot in.
Yeah, he's still coming to terms with the way Ange Postecoglou plays. Bernabé, not a great challenge there. Good to see Aaron's back on his feet. Yeah, with the way Ange Postecoglou likes to play, and those fullbacks going into midfield at times, it'll take some getting used to, but he needs to learn fast.
Sinani leaves it for Cantwell to send towards Sargent. Cross comes Ralston.
I tell you what, that's a chance. Good run from Sargent. Shouldn't get in front there. There should be a Celtic defender in that space there. Got across, didn't get the header.
Goes over the top of everyone. Daniel Sinani recovers and swings his cross in. Picked up by Cantwell. McLean just behind Rasica.
It's not easy with that many changes, but they've just lost the flow a little bit, Celtic. No change of system, no change of shape. Maybe a change of tempo when in possession.
Ralston looks to curl that one in behind McCallum. Hatate can pick up Giacomakis, and David Turnbull with the finish. Good feet from David Turnbull as Celtic seize on the mistake at the back from Norwich City to get their second of the afternoon. Angus Gunn beaten by the Celtic substitutes, David Turnbull.
I'm not so sure David Turnbull has had a touch up until he scored the goal. Giacomakis short with the pass, but the ball breaks to David Turnbull. It's really an awful pass from McCallum. Tate onto it as the ball breaks there. Great feet there, sorts his feet out. Turnbull turns up. Celtic 2 up. Lovely finish into the corner, composed across Angus Gunn. No chance for him.
Player certainly with an eye for goal. A decent return last season despite having a relatively long-term injury. Dean Smith is beginning to prepare some changes for his side. Jordan Hugo will be one coming on, who's had an excellent pre-season. Double in Marseille, and likewise against Cambridge City when they had to come from one behind to win that 3-1 in midweek. Hatate controlled it instantly. Turnbull tries to force that one through to Giacomakis.
Hatate's positioning and awareness is absolutely first class. It really is. He handles the ball.
Onel Hernandez will be the other to come on, back from his loan at Birmingham City. Will be a Celtic throw. Hatate. McGregor back to Carter Vickers. And Moritz Jens, the German, forward to Callum McGregor now. Bernabé is too far in front of James Forrest. Forest. Turns back and finds his captain in McGregor. Turnbull now to Ralston. Bernabei. Now Hatate. Such a natural, calm and easy footballer, Reo Hatate. Bada was the target.
Yeah, that second goal just looks like it's knocked the stuffing out of Norwich City a little bit, and Celtic really controlling the game again. I think there's been a better tempo to Celtic's passing.
Nice pick out from Jens to Turnbull. Bernabei. Forest outside him. Hatate comes to Abada. Probably should have been the third for Liel Abada.
Really well worked. Out left to James Forrest. And eventually comes to Abada. It's the right idea. You can see what he's trying to do. Feed it into that corner. With Angus Gunn rooted. He's a goal scorer. Liel Abada, but not on that occasion.
Timo Pukki off and Jordan Hugel is on in his place. The amount of goal involvements that Celtic get from Abada and Jota from out wide is hugely impressive. The number of goals and assists that they provide.
Yeah, Hugel on for Norwich City. He'll give Norwich City a different dimension. It crosses into the box.
Rasica takes on Carter Vickers, claims off-hand ball. They were relatively faint. Abada was on the run. He was desperate to be released by David Turnbull, who elected just to pop it off to Ralston.
From Norwich City's point of view, Hugo's been one of those players who was an unsuccessful loan to West Brom last season and then went to Cardiff for the rest of the season. And back in pre-season, he's shown a good attitude. He's got some good attributes. Knows the championship level very well, has been prolific at that level before. And I think this put himself in contention, and certainly in Dean Smith's plans.
Sargent robs Bernabei. That's given straight to Abada. Now Giakoumakis. Hatate. Giakoumakis had peeled wide. McCallum managed to get the touch. There's Ralston. Bernabei to Hatate. Thought that he'd been pulled down by Sorensen. Willie Collum says play on. Celtic have it back through Giakoumakis, a bit of afters between Tsunami and Hatate. But on we go with Abada with a bit of purpose. Ralston. Aarons just guides it out for the throw.
Yeah, I like that from Ralston. Ball goes out wide. Early touch gets the cross in. Aarons just not moving well.
McGregor. Bernabei. Jens to Forrest. Passes with purpose, does Moritz Jens.
James Forrest, poor cross out on this left-hand side. Of course, probably prefers the right.
Hatate. It's well read though by Kenny McLean. Sorensen, Sinani and Hatate continue that little battle. Aaron Moy prepares to see his first action in Celtic colours. Barra trying to break beyond the defence. It's won by Gunn.
Yeah, he's a good mover, Abada is. Space in behind, he'll be making those runs. Well spotted from Angus Gunn.
Well cleared by Sam McCallum. Here's Cantwell. Taken on by Kenny McLean. Sinani. Sargent gets the shot in. Joe Hart once again well positioned to make the save.
Yeah, I don't think he's a natural goal scorer, Sargent. A couple of goals last season, both in the same game against Watford. No real conviction there, and Hart saves comfortably.
Kenny McLean, who got the leap at the front post. There will now be the opportunity to make the change, which will see Celtic's new number 13 come on, and Rio Hatate will make way for Aaron Moy, the 31-year-old Australian international who's worked with Ange Postecoglou before with the national team, knows him well. He'll come into the middle of the park for Celtic. He gets a warm welcome from Celtic Park. Norwich City making triple change as well. Adam Ida, Ono Hernandez and Dimitris Giannoulis all come on. Sam McCallum and Josh Sargent making way.
Giannoulis will slot in at left back for McCallum. Hernandez out on that left-hand side, and Ida off the right. Prefers to play centre forward, Adam Ida.
Rasicha, the other one that went off, I think.
It'll be interesting to see how Ange Postecoglou uses Aaron Moy. Looks like he is playing that pivot role, and McGregor moved up one.
Played most of his career as more of an attacking midfielder, but it seems to be the position that Celtic require. Aaron Moy taking up that place now, but loose pass. Cantwell out to Aarons. Run ahead provided by Ida. Bernabei wins it back well. Finds Moy. One back. Straight from Cantwell to Abada though. Giannoulis sliding in.
Yeah, sloppy play from both teams there. Cantwell with a wayward pass, and Moy with a couple of balls is given away.
And also departing number 24, Josh Sargent. And number 15, Sam McCallum. And and they've been replaced by number 11 Adam Liga, number 25 Ronel Hernandez, and number 14
Jens
Dimitris
will come to McGregor. I don't think he was the intended target. Moy now helps it on. Abada, Ralston working hard to get up in the attack, and here is Ralston with the ball across. Omabamidele knocks it out for the corner.
He's so direct, Abada. One thought in his mind when he gets on the ball to drive at the defenders. Good run by Ralston, underlap.
Callum McGregor. Now Aaron Moy certainly can't hit them from range, deciding to knock it back to Bernabei. Abada again, and Ralston formed a good combination down the right-hand side last season. Bernabei finds Moy. Carter Vickers and Jens. Now Forrest. Fancy a run at his man, gets his left-footed ball in, but it's a straightforward one for Gunn to come and claim. Turnbull to Forrest, now picked up by Sorensen.
A little bit surprised with the Norwich setup with Ida coming out to this right-hand side. Prefers to play centrally. Hugill, a target type. Ida in and around him, off his flicks.
McLean looks forward. Ralston picks up. A couple of relatively recent friendlies between these two. The last was Adam Drury's testimonial. Norwich City have won both of the last two, but Celtic looking to pick up the victory this afternoon.
Celtic, and this time the player coming off is our captain, number 42, Callum McGregor.
So Callum McGregor has now finished his game as he hands over the captain's armband to Joe Hart. And James McCarthy will be the man to come on in his place, and joining James McCarthy on the field will be Christopher Julian, who replaces Cameron Carter-Vickers.
It'll be interesting to see how Aaron Moy is used now.
Ida. James Forrest just blocks that one off from Omabamidele.
I think Ida's going to take time to get up to speed, really. He was out for a long time at a serious injury, showed promise. That's what Hugill gives the Norwich City team, that physicality, but an offside called, but he's shown promise now. He needs a big season, Adam Ida. I don't think the 4-3-3 has worked for Norwich this afternoon. Been creative enough.
Bernabei up to Turnbull. He's come off the bench and added another goal. Zabada. The way through to Moy. Pull all the way on Giannoulis from Moy. Quickly on for Onel Hernandez.
I'm sure he was offside.
The flag does go up eventually.
Gotta say, he shouldn't be offside. He's looking across the line. That's schoolboy, really.
Turnbull. Now Abada. Giakoumakis couldn't quite catch up with the ball through from Liel Abada. Hernandez again. Gunn. 5 minutes left. Celtic's final pre-season friendly. We'll see what Norwich City come up with tomorrow at Easter Road. It's a double header of games in Scotland for them. Certainly it's a lot easier going through pre-season this way than playing Wednesday, Saturday with Champions League qualifiers throughout.
Absolutely. It's amazing what a difference 12 months makes.
Here's Anthony Ralston. Checks back onto the left foot. Here's Aaron Moy. Blocked off by Sorensen. Giannoulis. And Cantwell. Obama Daly.
I think Dean Smith, from Norwich City's point of view, still got a lot of thinking to do. Last season, chopped and changed formations, with 2 up at times, 4-3-3.
Well won by Bernabei. Couldn't quite thread it through to Giakoumakis or Forrest. Bernabei sliding in there on Kenny McLean as well. Here's Hernandez with Giannoulis ahead of him. See if Norwich City can get themselves a goal before the end. Onel Hernandez, good strike. Christopher Julian gets himself in the way.
See, I know he started, he's come on for Rasica off the left-hand side, but the point about him over Sargent, you know what Hernandez is? He's direct. He'll get at defenders, run at defenders. I don't think Sargent gives Norwich City that.
Moy on to Jens and Bernabei. Turnbull. How close do you think both managers are to the squads that they will want to go with come the end of August? Do you think there's much action to be done in the window?
I think Norwich City will be looking to bring in maybe another central midfielder. Ange Postecoglou has been quite open and said possibility of bringing another 1 or 2 more in.
It's number 41, Rio Hatate.
Celtic have covered the main positions, haven't they? Centre half, that central midfield area. Just need to get up to speed. Moy and Jens get up to speed quickly.
McCarthy finds Turnbull. Now Ralston and Moy. Forrest wants it on his right-hand side. Ralston now. Well, he had a really good goal-scoring season last campaign. Got forward well. Was a real threat. And dragging that one over the top.
James Forrest couldn't quite work the angle for himself, and Fed Ralston is always leaning back. I suppose from Norwich City's point of view, that Cardiff City next week, they're not going to meet a side like Celtic, who will dominate the ball and be as brave as Celtic are. Probably won't meet a side like Celtic in the Championship in terms of style of play. Still a lot of work to do if they want to bounce back. That forward area is a big problem for Dean Smith. Really do. Been creative enough.
Cantwell. Aaron's. Sinani. McLean will be 2 additional minutes to close this one out.
It was a daft foul by Ralston there on Hugill. Barges him in the back needlessly. Not gonna matter now, but a little bit careless. If they put Hugill on, they may as well play to his strengths. Hit diagonals, get runners off him, get crosses into the box.
Here's Moy. McCarthy. Forrest. Moy again. Turnbull to Aaron Moy. Here's Forrest. Looks to get it in early. Now comes to Giacomakis. And Gunn had to nip down low to his right-hand side to make the stop.
Yeah, couldn't quite get the power on the shot. Giacomakis, see the idea, trying to bend it into the corner. It's a good contact, but smart save from Gunn.
Turnbull, Ralston, and Abada with the strike. It slashed well over the top from the Israeli. Giannoulis, and there goes the full-time whistle, brought to a close by Willie Collum. David Turnbull coming off the bench for Celtic to net another goal. He's got an excellent record in Celtic colours, the former Motherwell man, and trying to force his way into the Celtic midfield for the opening day of the season. That'll do him no harm at all, as he just passes on his thanks and congratulations to Kenny McLean as well for his performance. Daisen Maeda got the opening goal of the game, and just a bit of a hobble from the Japanese international. After another goal for Maeda, now a permanent Celtic signing, of course, as Joe Hart and Jordan Hugill talk through their thoughts on the game. Two goalkeepers, Angus Gunn joins in as well, and Joe Hart, who's provided such a strong leadership role in this Celtic side. And we saw non-competitive debuts for Aaron Moy and Moritz Jens.